round he is less than that, and he can be a little inconsistent. Zhou Long, we thought he was a really good player, had a couple of disappointing setbacks towards the end of big events, but I think this is a very evenly matched contest, these two, best of 11. And I expect it to be an open match. I do, obviously, with Jack Lisowski, that's how he plays. And we expect it to be an attractive match to watch, so enjoy it. Watching from the UK, very good morning to you. There's a few early nerves that we see.
Yes, I mean, we've been talking about Lisowski looking for his first ranking title, but if he won this, then no one would hold it against him. There's no ranking points. This is a very, very prestigious tournament. It's essentially kind of like the Masters in London, but in China. There's a few more players in it because the local players are in it, but it's a high prestige event, this, and even yesterday we saw footage of the opening ceremony. The players really treated well, treated like stars on the red carpet. Just a reminder of the great interest there is in China in snooker. So it's a big prize here this week, and that could account for a couple of early nerves here. Yeah, the head-to-head actually 2 each, so you know they are very evenly matched, these two. Last meeting was at the World Grand Prix earlier this year. You see there a lot of people in already enjoying the action. I'm sure for Ding against Zhou it'll be packed later as well. Zhou Long breaks the deadlock. He's 27 in the world. Just last week he qualified for the English Open, beat Ben Wollaston, although he's missed out on the British Open, where Hamad Mir beat him in qualifying. But he's someone who certainly, if he broke through and won a ranking title, it wouldn't be a big surprise, I don't think. Or indeed a tournament like this.
He's just on it, but not with great cueing next to the other red. That's a little awkward. He wanted to be on the red because it would free the black, but just like I say, he didn't want to land just there. That's good cueing, nicely done. So it is a longish match, best of 11. We always feel that is a pretty decent test these days of a player. But of course, getting off to a good start would be very significant.
It's one of those events, isn't it? There's no hiding place. There's just two tables. It's not like there's 10 a.m. on a Monday morning out on table 6 or something. It's an event where you have to perform. Zhou is here because outside of the top 16, the next 4 highest ranked Chinese players are invited.
Top.
And indeed, one of them won earlier. Fang Zhengyi beat Gary Wilson. Of course, we saw him last year in the Northern Ireland Open final, where Mark Allen beat him. That was his 3rd ranking final to date.
Now, if he hits the left-hand red here, the tendency would be to go for the bottom red, the one directly above the black, but the left-hand red, hitting that, stunning into that, would probably open everything up quite nicely. I suspect that's what he'd be aiming for. That's exactly what he's done. You do need luck still, and I have to say that it could have broke better than that. So whether there's a plant there, if there isn't, think end of break. interested to see how the tables play, given that we're playing in Asia. The last Asian event was that Hong Kong Invitational event which RoNnie O'Sullivan won last season, and safe to say the pockets were fairly generous for that. In Hong Kong we had the 147 break made by Marco Fu, and it's the same for both players, but I just wonder if we're going to see fairly generous tables again, as we have done once or twice before. I remember Marco winning the international on pockets which were certainly friendly. Only time will tell on that score.
The winner of this match will play Zhou in the last 16. Lisowski in fact lost to Zhou in the semi-finals here in 2017 when this was a ranking tournament, and he got to the quarter-finals in 2019 when it had become an invitation event. That was the last staging of it. Sean Murphy beat him there.
At first I thought he was lining up to play that to the left middle, but the shot he's played is a better one because the cue ball tight on the cushion, or very close to it, and those two reds up in bold so near, close to the left hand corner. It's given them something for Zhou Long to think about. How's he going to keep this safe? Has he got a little containing shot up his sleeve? But that was a good shot from Lisowski.
Yeah, I mean, there's only really one safe red as well, so there's a bit of trouble here for Zhou Long.
I think the assumption sometimes is that people just pop long balls and get in, or they just feed off their opponent's errors, but sometimes it's a shot like the one that Jack has played that can bring about the chance. Just looking to play a little safe containing shot. Might have left a possible double here. Working out if you can play one of those doubles to either middle pocket, really leave anything else if the double doesn't go in. I think he's just going to play to the cushion again with the cue ball.
A little game of cat and mouse here. Great to see such a big crowd in as well on day one. I'm sure that a lot of people have been waiting 4 years to come back and watch snooker live here.
Well, it's a very significant moment, isn't it? I think, without trying to relive any moments of the pandemic, we were, I think, working together, and the announcement was made that the lucrative China Open had been cancelled quite early in the piece before everything else got cancelled, and then we haven't played in China since. That's an error. Red to the middle, he'll have to play, but the cue ball under control is the problem. How's he going to not hit the brown or crash into a red? I don't see how he can refuse the red, but the rest of it is seemingly, I think, in the lap of the gods as he plays a red up the table. This cue ball could finish anywhere, I think. Well, he'll settle for that. He'll need luck.
One.
Well, he did have an early chance in this frame, but now another one's come along. I know one thing, if he won a big tournament you almost feel a bank holiday would be declared. You know, he's got a lot of goodwill behind him. A lot of people would love to see it because a lot of people love how he plays, and he has come close several times. 6 finals, a couple of big semi-finals last season that he maybe should have won.
Well, I think that's twofold, Dave, isn't it? One is that he is a beautiful player, and I love watching him play. He's elegant, makes the game look easy. All of the things that are the envy of almost everyone else on the tour, with the odd exception. The other thing, he is just a delightfully nice human being. I've not heard anyone say a bad word about him or him about anyone else, to be honest. Very likeable. Easy shot this. And it's got quite a long way to travel to that right corner. And it's going to be an angle that you play many shots of this kind without judging the potting angle from there. Well, that's really good actually, because he was doing all kinds of damage had he missed it.
8.
Yeah, so this is now where he's got to knuckle down, because he's put some good balls already, but it's about focus now. It looks a bit easier, but anything's missable if you just take your eye off the pot. Lisowski 14 in the world, and the latest ranking list, he's just qualified for the Wuhan Open. His only other event this season, he lost the second round of the European Masters to Michael White in a decider. Yeah, Michael White, good to see him getting results. Obviously Lisowski wouldn't have enjoyed that, but Sam Craigie was on the wrong end of a 4-0 defeat to Michael White the other day. I think that Michael White went off the tour
14.
and he was in the doldrums, but it never seemed right that he was away from the tour. Now he's firmly back in the picture. The only problem here, of course, is he is taking small colours. He can pot a lot of balls and not very many points doing this. He's still behind. But while he's occupying the table, then really, I guess that's the main thing here. Doesn't really want to play on the blue because where it is, it'll go in the place where the blue and the pink are tied up, or certainly awkward to get on. That's why he hasn't already played on the blue until the pink would be moved. He won't be doing that. This is where he's good though. That's a beautiful cue ball. Look where he's finished. Absolutely A1. Very precise positional play. I think sometimes goes unnoticed in his game. The other thing I think we'll probably get to see is, I do like about Jack, is that the cue goes through the ball a good distance. Just watch that cue. See it from the other angle would be easier, but it doesn't stop at the cue ball, it just flows through it. Which means that he's accelerating nicely, his follow through is excellent. He's got everything really except the title to his name. Yeah, I suppose the challenge in snooker is to do all of that, keep your head when the pressure's really on. He did lose a couple of close semis last season, UK Championship and the German Masters in deciders.
But to be in the top 16 without having won a tournament is a great achievement, actually, because obviously he's very top-heavy, the prize money. The first prize is, if you win one event, you can get in. But he's been very consistent the last few years, going deep in events.
32.
So, of course, the fact that he's taken all these small colours, he will need that safe red on the side cushion that's been there all this time.
Yeah, played the nudge there on the two reds. Now that the black spot's free, the blue can go on the black, which so being put next to the pink. But as Dave said, you'll need all of what's remaining, 10 in front, but not here because this break is, I think, over.
Lisowski, 37.
Pretty hard fought, 37 break that, a lot of calls from body.
First major event here in Shanghai in 1999, the China International, won by John Higgins. But the Shanghai Masters was on the calendar from 2007 to 2019. Well, in-off would have been pretty catastrophic for Zhou Long. Took the red off the cushion, he's gone on to another one. Yeah, Dominic Dahl was the first winner of the Shanghai Masters as a ranking event.
He's still strong as a player, Dominic, isn't he? He's later qualified both Wuhan and the English Open. Almost a double kiss. I think he double kissed it initially and then again, as you saw. They both have double kiss, which may not have been that damaging. A little bit of an edgy first frame. I don't, as I say, expect this match to continue along those lines, but it's just the first frame. Both players have had the odd chance that they haven't made that many from. Lisowski got in well. And the hard-earned break of 37, but everything's still in play for. I think extraordinary business actually this morning, wasn't it? In the first match, Gary Wilson, Fan Zhengyi, 5-1 to Fan Zhengyi. Gary Wilson held his hand out to shake hands, assuming it was best of 9. He genuinely believed it was only a best of 9 for a match, which a bit of a surprise. Doesn't happen very often. Maybe jet lag does some strange things to people, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but you should really know how many it's best of.
Another little standoff here. This frame could sort of represent the week ahead. It's going to be very competitive, this tournament. And I think just yesterday we had the opening ceremony, we had the media day, and it was absolutely mobbed, and the players get a chance to feel special. I mean, even I mentioned the Masters earlier in London. You know, you just turn up to that. There's no great ceremony. You just turn up, you play your match. But in China, they like to do things differently. And the players, I'm sure, have missed all of that. At the moment, these two just trying to fashion some sort of chance in this opening frame.
I'm not sure he played it quite like that. Lisowski seemed to think so. If he did play behind the brown, it was a great shot, but I'm not convinced that that would be the shot you'd play there with a lot of screw. I think maybe some of the backspin wore off, but anyway, it doesn't matter whether he played it or not. Jackie's behind the brown ball and faced with a difficult snooker. Left hand red here, twice across to try and lay on that red. It'll be the map route, I suppose. I just wanted the referee to know exactly where the cue was. You can see the cushion, so twice across. And he's overdone that. Yes, he's hit it, but he didn't want to finish that side of the red. He's left the red on now.
Well, you heard the gasp from the audience there. You recognise that was a big chance. Lisowski still needs all 3 reds.
Yeah, that's right, and the red that's close to the black will be the one he'd be eyeing up. Once he brings that into play, the frame is likely to be his.
What?
Again, up on the yellow. Playing the red to the left corner, which I thought he might do using the long equipment. But how can he bring the red and the black into play? I don't think he played a great shot on that red. He might have been in a position to be on his colour to move the red and the black with the other red over the pocket to help him. I feel that there's still mileage in this frame where the balls are. Hasn't quite put it away, Lisowski yet.
Jet Lisowski, 4.
Well, this is a tricky one, as you can see. The swerve's got to be executed perfectly to avoid hitting something on the way through. Goodness, he didn't get past the brown. I was thinking more of the black or the blue. This free ball, I don't think there's any use to him. I think the balls have to be replaced, and the brown's going to be hard to put back, given it wasn't on his spot.
Zhou is the referee. Yeah, Lisowski didn't when he got in the visit very well, but he had the presence of mind to play pretty good safety, put the green on the cushion, and got the snooker. He's now yielded the first set of penalty points. As the referee getting a bit of help on the market here.
Interesting to see how long this takes, Dave, because for all the years we haven't been back in China, everyone's saying, well, over in China there's always these ways of getting the balls replaced more readily than we do anywhere else. So let's see if that's still the case, because this is a difficult one for any referee, given that, like I said, the brown probably was not what the referee was thinking about when she was thinking about possibility of replacing balls. And it's a very significant ball because he hit it half ball.
Well, it didn't take that long, did it? And Zhou Long has not queried it, so here we go. Trying a different tack this time.
Very close in the black here, he's not careful. Oh, good shot. Very good.
Well, maybe not the sort of frame with these two we were expecting, but it's been very interesting. Lisowski 18 in front, as I say, put that green safe, tried to push it towards the cushion for a bit of security. Yeah, it's 19 in front, so pink and yellow required. Well, he's played a good frame overall.
7.
And his safety has been part of that.
I think you're right, Dave. I think he's played a very good frame, and it's not something you think about him just rolling his sleeves up and winning a frame of this kind. But he has applied himself well here to get this frame won.
9.
Hiring snookers, if he knocks this in, I don't see any way back.
And there it goes. So first blood to Jack Lisowski. Remember, Judd Trump awaits in the last 16 for the winner of this match. And there you see the sheer talent of Jack. And the fans here, they've been waiting, of course, to see these top stars for 4 years. They're going to be entertained for sure this week, whoever comes through.
16 and the frame, Jet Lisowski.
First frame then has gone to Jack Lisowski, and then it's best of 11.